Hello, callers. Welcome back to Viva Barca and welcome to another interesting episode where we are going to be discussing on the latest developing stories. We start with Kounde, as it has been reported that manager Javi will stick with Kounde at right back next season, even if Barcelona signed €20 million target Ivan Fresneda. We are going to be discussing on that as we progress. Secondly, talking about this other right back, Julian Araujo, as it has been reported that Barca will loan out the 21-year-old defender if he does not convince Xavi in pre-season. We are also going to be discussing on that. So guys, as we get right into it, please do ensure to subscribe if you haven't. If you're just coming across the channel for the very first time, you are highly welcomed. Consider liking the video and please watch it right up to the very end. In the past few days, Barcelona's interest in Real Valladolid youngster Ivan Fresneda appears to be growing. The 18-year-old right back has emerged as a low-cost option to reinforce a key position in the Blaugrana squad. The Catalans, via Deco, have held talks with Fresneda's representatives over a potential transfer, and the teenager has a release clause worth €20 million embedded in his contract. Although Valladolid would be open to negotiating a lower fee, which makes him an enticing prospect for Barca. But according to journalist Javi Miguel of AS, even if Barcelona signed Fresneda this summer, manager Xavi Hernandez will continue with Jules Kounde as his first choice right back, with the youngster being a backup. The only way Xavi stands on continuing with Kounde as his preferred option at right back would change is if the Catalans acquire the services of João Cancelo from Manchester City. The Portuguese international is a target for the Blaugrana, but the club can only afford to sign him on loan, that too if he is willing to reduce his wages. Furthermore, City would prefer selling him outright rather than a loan agreement, making it complicated for Xavi and co to sign him. As such, Ivan Fresneda becomes the likeliest option to arrive at Barcelona this summer. But as been reported previously, Xavi is seeking more experience in the position. As such, he will likely continue to bank on Kounde in the right back position, with Fresneda operating as a backup. Kounde played as a right back for most of the debut season last time out with Barcelona, but he's reportedly keen on returning to his natural habitat at the heart of the defense. However, it has been suggested that the manager has spoken to the Frenchman again and convinced him to continue as a fullback for the next season. So, if it is Fresneda who arrives and not Cancelo, Kounde could have to continue as the right back for next season. Of course, this is quite contradictory, I think, because Kounde made it clear that he wants to go back to the natural position, that is the centre-back position. And of course, reports coming out saying that Xavi have still spoken to the player in order to convince him to at least play again there, but not like playing there all the time. There will be times that he will be playing as centre-back. There will be times that he will be playing as the right back. And of course, despite the links that we have been talking about for a long time about Ivan Fresneda, Xavi still wants to put Kounde as a starter in the right back position while using Fresneda as backup. Honestly, I don't think it will be the greatest of ideas. I think Xavi, first of all, should evaluate Fresneda for a long time to see how he can easily adapt. And of course, we signed him for a reason, isn't it? He is a player with a bright future. So why would Xavi be still banking on Kounde and benching that youngster? I think it makes no sense. That's my own opinion. Fresneda is a great player. Of course, not only Barca are showing interest, top clubs. I even heard that Real Madrid have entered the race. So you can just imagine that the quality he has have been attracting some top clubs across Europe. And I think Xavi going ahead with this idea, for me, is not cool at all. It's not cool. Kounde, of course, is not really happy playing at right back. But funny enough, he can do it. He plays well. That is why Xavi is still hoping that he should be the one to continue there. Of course, from day one, I don't think Xavi is that man who have prioritized right back, as all he knows now is a DM, and so on. But of course, even after there was a meeting 2 days ago held by the sporting directors and Xavi Hernandez, they did decide that a right back should be a priority this summer. And that is why even Fresneda's pursuit have gone strongly these past few days, because the club really wants a new right back by all costs. And I think that if the Bajavi can use preseason in case Fresneda comes before preseason, evaluate him to see how far he can go, rather than just put him in on the bench and still, banking on players like Jules Kounde. I don't think you're helping that young player to grow. So as it stands right now, the prospect of Kounde still playing at right back is still very, very much large, because despite the player saying that he doesn't want to continue playing there, he wants to continue playing at his natural position. That hasn't still stopped Xavi from still pushing the player to convincing him to stay put and continue playing as right back for next season. So it remains to be seen actually if Barca will first of all succeed in the pursuit of Ivan Fresneda, or they will look for other options, as players like João Cancelo does not even look as a possibility as things stand. Then moving on to the final story of discussion, Barcelona secured the signing of Julian Araujo from LA Galaxy earlier this year, but the 21-year-old is here to make an appearance for the club, as his transfer was not ratified by FIFA due to some paperwork delays. Heading into the new season though, that will be rectified and the Mexican international will be eligible to feature for Barcelona. And while he could feature for the Blaugrana, there is no guarantee that the 21-year-old will stay at the club and get minutes in the upcoming season. Indeed, according to Mundo Deportivo, Barcelona manager Xavi Hernandez will take a closer look at Araujo during the pre-season, and if the right back does not convince, he will be sent out on loan to a club in Europe. Araujo has no experience whatsoever when it comes to European football, given that he had spent his entire career at LA Galaxy before joining Barcelona. As such, there could be difficulties for the 21-year-old to get used to this level, especially if he does not get regular minutes, which could end up being the case if Barcelona sign Ivan Fresneda this summer. In case the 18-year-old does arrive, Araujo would fall behind him, Sergio Roberto and Jules Kounde in the pecking order, which would erase any possibility of him getting regular game time at the club. Hence, there is a possibility that Araujo could be sent out on loan to a club in Europe. There is interest in the Mexican international from Eredivisie giants Feyenoord. Much will depend on how young the young defender fares during the preseason, and whether he manages to convince Xavi of keeping him around in the first team setup for the upcoming campaign. So guys, with that we have come to an end of this episode. Thanks a lot for watching. Until next time, bye bye.